Good morning, evening, afternoon. Masati here. Welcome back. Welcome back to Masati on Sunday, where we explore all the details, the frequency behind this physical reality, because that's what's important. This reality is the effect of the frequency behind it, the cause, and it's really an exciting show. The title of the show is letting go of energetic and emotional clutter. So welcome back. Some of you might know this, the hyper meditation that goes along with this, that's called letting shit go. I think it's actually one of our best sellers, one of our top sellers. It's about you understanding who you are and letting go of everything that is not necessary for you to move on, especially in 2025. It's really not necessary for us to hold on to the baggage. Today, we've got a special guest, Dr. G. I'll talk more about him in just a second. He's going to be coming on in just a couple minutes here. But in 2025, as you can see, the world is in chaos. Or is it in chaos, or is it just cleaning up? Right. When you clean your house up, you clean your garage up, your bedroom, what happens? Everything's all over the place. And then you clean stuff up and then it looks a lot prettier, it looks a lot better. In fact, I just did that a couple days ago in my garage. So think of it this way. You can be a naysayer and go, shit, the world's falling apart. We've sinned quite a bit. The religious look, we've sinned and therefore we're paying. Or are we getting ready for a whole new beginning? Yeah, we've made a lot of mistakes. Yeah, we've held on to a lot of clutter that hasn't benefited us physically, uh, our institutions, financial, religious, medical institutions, right? Letting go of that shit, and then also frequency wise, letting go of our like genetics, and that's what XI is literally about. Letting go of the frequencies that actually create you in physical form. We want to do that so we can evolve as humans, just like nature. Nature evolves, humans have flatlined. And this is where, like Ray Kurzweil talks about, technological singularity, where technology and, the greatness of inventions, supersede who we really are as humans. And we should be always at the top level. And those technologies should be promoting us or elevating us into higher levels of consciousness. So something's gone awry. So today we're going to be talking about all that, how to let it go, letting go of energetic and emotional clutter, again, the frequencies behind it, and what you can do physically. And that's what our Dr. G is about. Before we talk about him, universal power frequencies coming up, Lunar New Year. It's a great opportunity for you to take advantage of, say, the power of the moon. Whether it's true or not, it doesn't really matter. Who cares? Who knows about the science? But there's so many people that believe about the energetics of the moon, right? The full moon. We're going to take advantage of that consciousness. And this is a great opportunity for you to, say, accelerate your growth, especially towards the end of January, where you start to see it's like shit, I need to let go of a lot of stuff. Some of your New Year's resolutions by then has faded as well. And you have to ask yourself, is like, why did they fade? What's the problem? Why am I back to my old self? Because you didn't let your toxins go. You didn't let those things that limit you from being your new self go. So the UPF Lunar New Year coming up on January 29th, LA Conscious Life Expo in-person sessions. That is February 7th through the 9th. It's going to be awesome. So if you're in LA, Conscious Life Expo coming up, again, in-person sessions, you can sign up for it. They do go fast. It's really interesting. We're usually one of the busiest booths, despite whoever the big name is, our booth is always the busiest because it actually works and people see it almost instantaneously, which is really nice. Um, Also, letting shit go, deprogramming from 2021. I think we should do another one, a new one with the new frequencies coming up as well. So that's you can check out that. All right. And then one last thing, Rise of the Guardians. Great guy, Brian. Some of you know him, some of you might not. I had him. I was interviewed on a show. Really fantastic guy. It's going to be a fun time. It's Rise of the Guardians, March 29th and 30th. That is going to be in Arizona, live as well. It's going to be a great time, great time. So check that out. It's all on the website, theaxicode.com. All right. So our special guest, okay, is Dr. Derek Guillory. And I met him through Allie, and some of you know Allie because she was a nutritionist on Total Human Reset a year ago, and hopefully, Total Human Reset is coming up. I believe in April this year. You know, we just got a lot of things that we need to let go of and start fresh in the spring. And that's why we're going to start doing Total Human Reset. So watch out for that. But you know, throughout this whole time, we've always been looking for, say, the experts that are out there that really know what's going on, really know the cause of what's going on versus the effect. There's so many experts out there that are experts on the effect. That doesn't really help. Look at all the experts back in the day that, you know, they were kind, they had good intention, or maybe they didn't have good intentions, you know, like Fauci, but, you know, they didn't get to the cause of what was going on. So Dr. G is one of those guys that's gone to the cause. He's actually traveled back there. So Dr. G's passion for helping people by understanding causes has grown through constant and continual medical training while actively practicing for 20 years in outpatient clinics and emergency departments, treating everything from acute minor conditions to chronic complex illness and the critically ill. His love for functional medicine was born out of his own personal struggle with health concerns that began before the age of 17. Crazy, right? He became one of the first certified functional medicine practitioners in Texas in 2015. So he's been continuously board certified by the American Board of Emergency Medicine since 2005. I'm here to bring him on because he's got this fantastic documentary and I want you, Dr. G, I want you to introduce the documentary. I watched it. It's really fantastic. It hits home on the cause and why why so many people are sick. What's going on? What's the pandemic that's really happening? So, Dr. G, welcome.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you for having me. Um, the documentary is everything actually that I do is
Mhm.
part of my mission to be an instrument of healing. And
Right.
so the documentary is called Intoxicated
Right.
as Mercury Rises, and it's a film about the underlying causes of disease. So in my work, I found that there are only two causes for all disease,
Mhm.
and this fits in really nicely, Moss, with what you do, which is all disease, whether it's acne, asthma, cancer, Parkinson's, autism, same two causes: deficiency and toxicity. So, deficiency is everything your body needs that it doesn't have, and toxicity is everything your body has that it doesn't need. And so, all I do all day is figure out what to replace and what to remove. And this is emotional, spiritual, and physical toxicity. And um, you can't get well if we don't address all of these underlying causes. And environmental toxins, that's the reason why I was sick and the reason why I became a doctor, because I had to figure out my own condition for myself, because the doctors that were trying to help me, they didn't ask the question, why is this
Mhm.
happening? And
Yeah,
so
you
that's why I
nearly
love
died.
working with you, because of the dealing with that frequency, that energetic.
Hmm.
I call emotional spiritual toxicity. Like most people say stress, but I say that's not a strong enough word.
It's
Like
not strong enough.
emotional spiritual toxicity. These things have a physical memory in my
Hmm.
tissues, and I have to release them, just like I have to get rid of mercury and PFAS and glyphosate and bisphenol, every day.
And Dr. G, um, so is that documentary? just on the US soil, or how does it affect the world? Is the world soils that polluted as well?
That's a great question. American soils are probably the worst in one of
Ah,
the worst in the world.
so sad.
And Europe is a little bit ahead of us as far as banning some of these chemicals, but
Mhm.
I can say with confidence, after testing thousands of people,
Mhm.
every single person listening to my voice and all of their family members and friends are toxic.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, you've got air pollution, when you look at the ocean nowadays, you've got that like film that covers it. Back when we were young, when I was young, you could see the water and it was just like crystal clear water. But now you look at the ocean, again, you've got that layer, so just think that was probably jet fuel that you're breathing in. You're drinking the water. It's crazy, crazy stuff. I was just working on this guy. He's got some rare brain issues, and I tapped into him. It's like, oh, what happened to your mother? She was drinking bad water. She goes, well, she grew up in a coal mining town. Just think of our parents. They grew up in coal mining town. All the toxins, all the poisons. The problem is, Dr. G, that in your documentary, and I think that's what really pissed me off in the documentary is like all these experts, they want more tests and more tests. It's like, well, we have to do more testing. What the hell is up with that? It's like, how much more testing do you need? You've got millions of people dying off. What do we need to do to solve the problem?
The solution, and this is the reason why I made the film and
Mhm.
everything that I'll be doing, is community. So we are the solution to the problem because I cannot detach myself from my community. My health destiny is inextricably tied to everyone else's. And the way we solve this problem, the government and the regulators have always sort of been called upon to make
Mhm.
these solutions.
Right.
And right now we have a very unique opportunity which didn't
Mhm.
exist before.
Yeah,
I don't believe the solution is in the regulator. I do believe we should try those avenues, but we are the solution. When we make choices, when we stop purchasing things that are poisoning us, and we
exactly.
create the market for
Mhm.
things that are healthy,
Yes,
that is what is the most powerful tool of change is the choices that I make. So when I choose to not be angry and not have resentment and discontentment and fear, when I choose to carry the frequency of love and joy and peace, right, and forgiveness, that is making a choice that has an impact everywhere. When I choose clean water and clean food, that has a huge impact. So getting people in community to make these choices is the biggest
Mhm.
thing. The very unique opportunity we have now, which is why I asked you before, is
Mhm.
that we have a once in a generation opportunity to put some people in government that
Yeah,
really desire change. And Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is probably the only person in recent and remote history who's willing to ask the question, why are people sick? And his work, I mean, he's one of the few people in government that will stand up and support the kind of work that you're doing,
yes,
right? And
absolutely.
and so I'm releasing a petition today actually to
Okay.
support Robert F. Kennedy's bid. I'm going to do it on social media and also the change.org petition Ali can get to you,
Okay.
because all of us, mothers, fathers, children, grandparents, we all have to make the change
Mhm.
to help ourselves. I mean, this is a
Exactly.
selfish, decision so that
Yeah.
I can be healthy,
Yeah,
but
totally.
also for others.
No, I totally agree with you. I love RFK. And here's the deal, guys. Let's just go deeper. Let's go to the cause. okay, of these frequencies. Some of you will go, well, RFK, all the crap that the Kennedys have done and this and that. It's like, well, I'm not going to vote for him. Don't do that, guys, because if you had to, um, go microscopic on your lifeline, on your family lineage, like I do with you all, holy hell, guys, you've got a lot of shit buried behind you as well. So that's the key, So it's not like, oh, they're bad. I'm not going to do that because I'm good. Again, this is where we've gone down, the rabbit hole, and we've, basically fucked ourselves up. But what you want to do is like, yeah. They've gone through some hard shit. Of course, they're in the public limelight. You guys were in the private limelight. It's literally the same stuff. Guys, maybe different levels. So what can we do? Robert, RFK, he's actually there going, shit, you know what? We fucked up, you know? The country's fucked up. It's like, how do we change that? How do we literally make not just America, but the world great again? And that's what I like. So it's not about the background, but what you do about your background to do something different about it. I'll give you an analogy. There's a drug dealer in Chicago, worst drug dealer around. Something happened to him. He had a near-death experience, right? I've had a near-death. Dr. G's had a near-death experience. It really awakens you to put some, say, potential, some traction onto getting things right. Over time, he had this epiphany. He became a minister. And he was one of the best ministers that transformed like young kids' life, thousands of young kids in the city of Chicago area. Really fantastic. So are you going to go? Well, I'm not going to go to them. Doesn't matter. It's like, what did you do with the experience that you had back in the day? Right? You are all, we're all toxic. Okay. I've learned to remove the toxicity at a frequency level, and that's why I'm aging differently. Dr. G's been here helping us out, helping people out. Once you release the frequency toxins, you can release the physical toxins. And RFK is there just to make sure that, we've got the proper tools, we've got the proper food, the industry, the medical industry, the pharmaceutical industry, which I'm kind of sensing that is getting into foods. I don't know if you sense that, Dr. G, but why the hell are they getting into foods? Kind of crazy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because they can make more money, obviously, but no, that's those kind of things shouldn't happen. And and again, I believe RFK is that guy that can stand up. I mean, look at him. Uh, he's gone through some near-death experiences from what I'm seeing, and that's why he's got that raspy voice. He's got some kind of issue that if he can connect with us, that'd be awesome. I'd love to help him out. Get rid of the baggage of his family so he can grow and shine. Because that's what I do. Get rid of the baggage, and then again, people like Dr. G comes in and gets rid of the physical toxin. So we're toxic throughout, not just at a physical level. 2025, I think, is a great opportunity for us to clean all the toxins out and have a fresh start, cleaning out our closet, cleaning out human consciousness closet. It starts with you, though. So, like Dr. G was saying, guys, make choices, make intelligent choices. Just don't go, well, this is all we have. Well, no, ask for more. That's what you're here for. Don't be shy. Don't be a victim. Don't play any of that toxic, say, frequencies. Stand up. If you don't like something, don't purchase it. Read the labels. If it's got corn in it or any other derivative that you can't even pronounce, don't buy it. So it's simple. It's follow the money. You are the money maker for them. So help the people that are helping you get better. Dr. G, any last words, buddy?
I
Oh, and
just
where can
appre-
they find your documentary?
Oh, great. Thanks for asking. Intoxicatedmovie.com is where you can stream it now. We're currently hoping to get it on all the major streaming platforms. So, intoxicatedmovie.com. And then the petition, I think maybe Ali will help you put in the chat or something. And I really
Yeah.
appreciate you having me on. Thank you for all the work you do.
Oh, absolutely. And again, hopefully we'll be seeing you later on. Hopefully be one of the experts that will invite in on what you can do to clean up. Oh, just a few things, a few quick things. If you can talk about what people can do now to clean up. Say you got toxic food or mercury, just something simple that they can do
Hmm.
before reset.
Most important thing, four ways really primarily that all of us detox: breath, sweat, urine, and bowel movements. So you want to move daily, move your lymph, move your body so you're breathing. Every breath you take, you breathe out measurable amounts of heavy metals and environmental pollutants. Sweat almost every day, and have at least one or two good bowel movements. When you're doing that, everybody should be taking a high quality binder almost every day. And so these are
What's a binder?
fulvic acid, humic acid, zeolite, clay, a little bit of charcoal here and there. Those things are very safe if you get a high quality product that binds up toxins and pulls them
Mhm.
into the toilet. So
Yeah, if Ali, if you can put that on what binders are, that'd be awesome. Thanks, son. All right, you heard it, guys. It's time to clean up. All right. Thanks again, Dr. G. We'll see you later. Take care, guys. All right. So we've got two fantastic individuals. One of them has cleaned up his toxins amazingly well. So we'll get to him. So the rest of the show, and I'm getting some background noise. Oh, Jerome, maybe you can, if you're listening to me, you might have to mute that. There you go. All right. So how do you get rid of, say, the frequency toxins? Or what are frequency toxins? So frequencies are are the core structure of how everything in this reality works, right? So if you listen to if you get into quantum physics, quantum mechanics, everything is made of frequencies. In fact, if you go deeper at a microscopic level, again, we all resonate as a frequency. There's really no solid substance. If you look at even an atom, there's there's like there's so much empty space in between the electrons, the protons, and everything else in between the atom. Right. So again, everything is literally based on frequencies. So most individuals, what most people do is go, if you imagine this, take a breath in. You've got waves that are always created in the ocean of consciousness. Okay. Most people look at the wave, it's like, gosh, I need to change that wave. And that's why it makes it a lot harder because you're trying to change a wave. And it's not, you can change one point of the wave, but again, if you're dropping this pebble in a pond, it creates ripples throughout, throughout the world, through the sea of consciousness. So you identify like one aspect of that ripple and you fix that, but what about the other, say, 99% of the ripple that you haven't fixed that still you're sending out frequency wise, right? What we do here at XI is go to the core, the inception frequency. What are you dropping into the sea of consciousness? That's what we ask. What are you dropping into the sea of consciousness? And what you're dropping in is, your patterns, your families that you got from your mom and dad, that they got from their parents, that they got their parents, all that garbage, all that junk you're dropping into the sea of consciousness. That's where my abilities come in. I can see all the stuff that you're dropping into the ripple effect of the sea. So again, you're poisoning the sea of consciousness, and then other people pick it up. So to clean up Earth, to clean what we need to do is clean up the frequencies that we're sending out. Dr. G was saying, right? It's up to you. Take opportunity for you to look back and go, God, what kind of patterns am I running? What kind of frequencies am I running? So look at your habits. Those are the effects of what's happening, not the cause. So if you've got a bad habit, if you can't figure out how to get healthy, if you can't figure out how to make money or have better relationships or connect spiritually, look at the habits, look at what you've done and go, I wonder where that started from. Just ask yourself, where did that start from? And just keep it an open question. And then in a very short time, you'll start to see it's like, shit, that's not even my pattern. That happened to me, that happened to my great grandparents, and I'm just continuing on that garbage. So this is how deep we get, and we can literally change the structure of who we are. And as we change the structure of who we are, this is where the world becomes a fantastic place to be. Okay, so we're going to prove that by having these wonderful guests, Jamira. Sorry, I'm so sorry, hon.
Sorry, it's Jaromira or Yarka shortly.
You or Yaka?
Yarka.
Yaka. Okay, awesome. So
Good luck.
I don't know if I've worked with you, Yaka, because I work on so many individuals, but is there anything specific that you want to work on or whatever that I see in your frequencies that we need to say disconnect or delete from? Whichever way.
Both. Yeah, probably both. But I have worked with you for about 8 years, and I know that basically I am run by fear. I'm
Mhm.
fearful of everything, and
Yeah.
I can see it. I can see it now. It's like a blanket over me. It's in my and yet it's the hardest part of actually getting through. So like even when I do meditations with you, I have
Hmm.
hard time to go around my mind and actually connect and let go. I
Hmm.
have a really hard time making any changes in my life. And so if I can get any help with that. And of course I developed some health issues already.
Yeah, I
So
see
what
that.
that Dr. G was talking about was just perfect. So any of that, please.
So for you specifically, hon, fear is one of the, the biggest things or one of the hardest things to let go. And the reason why it's a program that is running in you all the time that you have to delete, much like a computer program, right? You have to shut the program off, not use it, so you can delete it and then reboot. So in this quick mini session, you're really ready, 8 years, and I know you've been kind of off and on that. The thing with you, hon, yeah, you've been with me for 8 years, but you weren't say consistent, you weren't say committed. And I'm not knocking you down. I'm just giving you the pattern or the cycle. So you get to the point where you get really, really comfortable with yourself. It's like it's time to fly, right? It's time to fly. And then what you do is like, you look and it's like, I've never flown before. I'm not going to go there. And then you cycle back around. And this is what the problem is. So year after year, hon, again, what you do is you get to the point where you can let go of all that stuff. You can shut down your old systems and fly. Many people have done that. It's scary as hell. Let me tell you, it is scary as hell, especially if fear is running you. But once you do, you feel so free, hon. You feel so free. How many times, especially this past, say, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I want to say this past, say, 6 to 9 months, you've had like 4 or 5 opportunities for you to let go of your fear, go towards something that you really want. So in this session, can I just push you over the edge? Some people just need a big kick in the ass. No offense, hon, but you just need
Please.
a Okay. So I'm just going to give you a heads up. So this is not just for her, it's for those individuals who do the work, but then will not commit to the next level. Okay. Again, the work works if you work it. Okay. So the key is like you have free will. Free will is a bitch, right? Because again, you have control over your destiny, but most people don't know how to run their destiny, unfortunately, right? So let's take a deep breath in, all of us who are in that fear state. Again, it will be a death experience for you, by the way. So just be aware of that. Okay. So for you, Juan, you're afraid of death. So,
Mhm.
okay, because okay. So take a breath in, close your eyes. Imagine that you're on a cliff. Just do it really, really quick. Imagine that you're on a cliff. All right. You go to the edge of the cliff. In XI frequencies, guys, XI visualization, it's not like goal setting or anything like that. It's a gauge. Notice how you feel when you get to the edge. Right? Are you scared? Are you hesitant? Or can you just freely look over the edge and look what's below you? Okay. If you're fearful, I'll just guide it just because of time, hon. If you're fearful, you ask yourself, oh, what frequencies can I let go of? Don't try to hide your fear. Don't try to force your fear on your own. Just ask. It's like, why am I so fearful? What frequencies behind me? And for you, honey, specifically, it's almost like when you were younger, hon, um, you weren't paid attention to.
Yeah.
It was like a death experience for you, or were you left alone or something? Or did it feel like you were left alone? Or people
Yeah.
didn't.
Sorry. Basically alone in my family. Like we didn't talk much. There was no communication at all.
Okay.
I was on my own.
Yeah. So even like as a toddler, 2, 3, 4-year-old, whatever age, you were isolated. So that's like a death experience, frequency death for you. Right. And it's like, what do I do? So then what you did was you adapted to, say, other people's likings. It's like, people must not like me because nobody's communicating with me. So I'll adapt to whoever. Does that make sense for you? Okay. And then what happens for you is that you start to lose who your identity is. So when I see you, Ron, I actually see like a 3, 4 year old girl trapped in a woman's body.
Mhm.
Does that make sense for you? That's why you've got that youthful frequency to you, and this is where that disconnect comes in, and this is where you start to get ill, and this is where the food is obviously doesn't help, but this is where you start to create, say, diseases in your body. Think of it. How old are you?
50.
50? 50?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're 50. I see you as a 3 year old girl and maybe a 12-year-old girl trying to peek through. Something happened to you at 12 or 13 that didn't sit well with you. So again, it's all these confirmations that's like, gosh, people aren't going to like me. I'm too afraid to be my real self around people. So we isolate ourselves. And again, it creates this shell. So the shell is what's really dying on. It's not you that's dying, but since throughout your whole life, since you think that shell is you, that's why it's so afraid of you for you to let go. So in this case, take a breath in. Can we remove the shell so you, as a 50-year-old, can go back to your 3 year old self? It might happen now, or it might happen, say, a couple hours from now. But
Mhm.
today is that big day for you where you reunite. And this is where you grow into a strong 50-year-old. And this is where your fear disappears for you. Is that okay for you? I have to
Yes.
ask you. Well,
Yes.
breathe in, close your eyes, look at the cliff, look below. How does that feel for you? Does it feel free for you?
Yes.
Okay. And here's we'll make it easier for you. Okay. You don't have to just jump off the cliff and and go, gosh, I can fly or learn how to fly. Take a breath in. Got just a minute here. Breathe in, hon. Strong deep breath in for all of you. For those who are really fearful, or for those who are, say, excited to go to the next level, this frequency will work for you. Again, notice that you're on a cliff. There's this drop off, and it's, again, thousands of feet below, thousands of levels of consciousness below. All right, you're not at the edge of the cliff. Why don't we just practice, say, spreading our wings on solid ground? You can do that, right? Imagine that you're flying just on solid ground. Breath in again. And just keep running till you can just fly a bit. Just on solid ground. You're only a couple feet away. That's safe, right?
Yes.
All right. Breath in again. All right. How high can you fly?
Above trees.
Okay. Does it really matter if you go off that cliff right now or not? Because you're supporting yourself at that
Mhm.
level. So whether anything is below you or not doesn't really matter, right?
Right.
Yeah. So can you fly over the cliff?
Yes.
How easy is it for you?
It's easy. Yeah.
Really, all you needed, hon, was just this little kick in the ass. No offense.
Mhm.
Frequency wise, I was helping you disconnect. Frequency wise, I know it doesn't look like it did much for you. Frequency wise, it's literally transforming you. Right? And then what happens for you visually, right? Because these visuals, again, you are not creators of this visual, and that's why XI visuals are very different. You can go, this is how you create your life. So you're going to go through and you're going to start to see things a lot easier. You're going to forget about the fear that you had. In fact, when I look at you, I don't see the fear that I saw in you. Look at
Okay.
yourself in the camera. And audience, comment in on her. It's like I can see the love that you have for your younger self coming in, not the love that your mom or dad had for you, because that's what's blocking you as well, right? You're
Mhm.
loving yourself the way your mom and dad loved you. It doesn't work out. So somebody's calling the go girl again, spread the wings. Sweetie. So take a breath in, and then physically, medically, I just see something digestive issues on the lower left side for you. I was
Yeah.
working on that for you. It seems like it could be digestive or it could be like an ovary. You might want to have that checked out. Right?
Mhm.
Again, not a doctor. I'm just seeing. But if you're really full of fear and in your family, there's seems like there's a fear of death in there as well. So what happens is the ovaries, especially the womb area, the nurturing area, starts to die off in women that have your patterns, right? And they literally they solidify, they have ovary problems again because if you're afraid of death, you basically start to die in the womb area for many women. That's what I see. So this is going to enliven you, right? You're going to feel like a young girl again. How do you feel, by the way? Good.
Oh, much lighter. Thank you so much.
So the thing that you can do and others can do, guys, is you're going to have opportunities for you to try do new things. I can't do that for you. Just know that you're safe. As soon as you try the simplest, smallest thing that put you in fear, do it. And when you do it, it starts to confirm the changes that we made for you.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Nice job, honey. Very nice
Thank
job.
you
So
very
proud of
much.
you. Sweetie. You're so
Thank
welcome.
you.
All right, we'll move on to Nick. Sometimes, guys, that's all we need. We just need a little kick in the ass by somebody that says, "Hey, you know what, girl, you can do it. You can go forward and just go do it. Just go fly." Many of you have been, halted by society, by Dr. Z was talking about, by government systems telling you, no, you're too dumb. We need to control you because you're too dumb. How many times have you guys heard that? And they don't know, the experts don't even know what's going on. And that's why we need real experts here, right? So the best expert, by the way, is you and your higher self, you and the natural intelligence that created you. And that's what we do here at XI. So Nick, hey buddy, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good. Hey, do you want to briefly, buddy, just tell a bit about your story, the background that you came in, the addictions that you had, and how you cleaned all that stuff up, how you rewired your brain and actually turned back into a healthy brain. Damn, man. Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, just a lot of like abuse patterns in the family. I was addicted to like heroin, cocaine, benzos, like pretty much, I don't know, tons of different drugs, just mixed it all together. It was a big part of my life, like cigarettes and stuff, for a long, long time. Um, and yeah, so I was in pretty bad shape when I started doing XI. And yeah, my nervous system was really messed up. My yeah, just mind and body. I had so many toxins. So yeah, definitely like just cleaned up so much stuff, uh, like all the physical stuff, and then addressing all the abuse patterns and addiction patterns. And yeah, my life has changed so much, and especially like now, it's starting to
Mhm.
get really, really, really good. Like things are just starting to work together so
Yes.
wonderfully, and I'm really starting to like feel that abundance internally.
Mhm.
Like even just like this last week, I've been feeling just like I feel like a millionaire, but it's like that internal state is so cool.
That's
Um,
beautiful.
yeah,
Take a breath in. So for you, it's you've pretty much fixed yourself, but now it's like how can you expand yourself from what I'm seeing, right? How can you
totally.
get to say what life is out there? You feel like a millionaire, shit. You've got a lot of say frequency coins to spend. How are you going to spend it? How are you going to take your time? How are you going to expand who you are? How are you going to expand society? So Nick is at a level, he's far more of an expert than a lot of experts that are out there. He's far more of an expert because he knows he's an expert on transforming his life. So if you become an expert at transforming your life, guys, other people will pick that up and you will teach them to transform their lives. And I see you helping people. Like I don't know what you're doing nowadays, but no matter what you're doing, it doesn't really matter. You don't have to be a healer or anything like that. But people just being around you pick up the frequency. It's like, shit, that guy really cleaned himself up. They might not know your story in the background, and this is where people are getting more attracted to you or people connecting with you more. Does that make
Yeah,
sense to you, especially nowadays, right?
yeah, totally.
Yeah. So, so anything specific that you want to work on, or do you just want to like catapult into that next level? And this
Yeah.
is scary, but it's a good scary. it's like you know, amusement park scary. You get, you know, it's the thrill, the passion of like stepping into your new space. Is that
Totally.
good? Okay.
Sounds perfect.
All right. So take a breath in. How many of you are on that path? You've done the work, you've become, you know, you've raised your XIQ level, and now it's like, okay, 2025 is the year of opportunities, not the year of cleanup. So if you did XI back in, you know, a couple of years ago, or even just a few months, you know, before this before this transition that's happening in society. By the way, it's not government systems changing, it's the frequency of the universe changing, hence the government systems have to change, right? So again, people who were XIers back in the day, this is not a time for cleanup for them. This is a time of growth and expansion. So we're using the concepts of the frequency. Take a breath in, Nick. I'm helping you. So what I'm doing for you and other people similar to Nick is literally helping you understand the logistics on how to, well, spread your wings or go into more of an expansive state and not have a physical identity as much. Because physical identity, right, is literally about death and decay because it's all time bound. Your physical identity of, hey, I've got X amount of money in the bank or lack of, hey, I'm a spiritual person or lack of, I'm this religion, I'm that. Hey, I'm a woman with, you know, I've been abused. I haven't had abuse or whatever. No matter if it's good or bad, it's still a physical, say, representation or reference point of view. No matter what you do, it decays, you die, and that's where toxins start to come in. Right? So take a breath in again. For you, Nick, you are elevating your reference points of not of this physical bound, you are elevating yourself here at a higher level. You're starting to understand, actually, you have the past year, you've started to understand. Now, it's like the past year, you were an apprentice on how frequencies work. Now you're getting into more of a journeyman, say, frequency, where it's like, shit, this is who I am, this is who I really am, and this is what I can do. This is the level that you're at. So now I'm helping you download tools. I'm helping you download tools to navigate the new reality, the new consciousness that's coming up for us. Okay? You're going to be one of those pioneers that'll help the the masses that are awakening to go, shit, that guy knows what he's doing. I don't care what the, you know, talking heads are talking about TV. They've been saying that for decades. It's just a different, you know, it's just a different person. Same situation, different person. Look at the news, guys. Same situation, different person, right? Over and over and over and over again. We have to break out of that cycle. Nick has broken out of that cycle. Take a breath in. How many of you have broken out of that cycle? You are going to be the new experts, guys, in 2025. Trust me. Some of you can handle it, which is great. Some of you love people and connect, and that's what I see you. Nick, I see a lot of people around you. I don't know. What do you do or what are you going to be doing?
I do like catering stuff and then I do a specific acupuncture treatment. But I don't know, like I've been wanting to kind of share more about what, what I've learned like with XI, but I just kind of every time I was doing it before, it was coming from the wrong place. It just
Yeah.
didn't seem like, it was kind of like trying to prove myself or get validation. So I just kind of took a break from trying to step forward, but now I'm feeling like I'm getting more to like the right place to do it. So
The wisdoms of the Tao, right there. Whenever you have to prove yourself, you're not it. So when people, leaders go, hey, you know, follow me because I'm this and that, it's like, you know, because they have to again prove. I mean, look at all the leaders that are out there. Yeah, I hate to say it, I love Trump and everything, but his leadership quality could be a lot better, right? It's always that proving thing. He's got great content, he's got great people around him. That's what I love about him. But again, true leadership, I don't see it much. So this is true leadership where you don't have to prove anything. You just are. You just resonate so strongly. It's like a mountain. You don't have to prove yourself. A mountain it's just like timeless. It's there. It doesn't prove anything. People who want to follow it, great. Fantastic. People who don't, fantastic. True leaders do not ask for followers. True leaders go the path. This is what Nick and this is what many of you are doing. You're going down your path. How many of you have done that? It's like, gosh, you know what? I really don't care about helping individuals. It sounds it sounds selfish, okay? But this is where you start to say pick up the pieces of your life. This is where you put those pieces together, and this is where you go, shit, that's what I've been doing. This is where you start to become alone. This is where you start to understand your frequency of who you are. Okay. And as you do that, you let go of a lot of toxins, a lot of distortions back in the day. You start to claim your own sense of self. You start to claim your own identity. You start to become a real, say, resonate with a real masculine man for Nick. And then you start to come into a strong feminine person if you're a woman. And, if you're gay, lesbian, or anything in between, you start to own whatever or whoever you are. Doesn't really matter whatever, whoever you are, you start with where you are. Again, you start to own who you are because you've cleaned up, you've purified yourself, like Nick. And I see a lot of, say, strength, masculine strength in you as well, which is actually good for, obviously relationships, right? Relationships. So this is the time, like you were saying, this is the time where you would practice XI, or like say you're doing catering, the food that you serve like has a certain frequency. People around you will come around and go, shit, that guy's really cool. So in your catering business, does that happen where people just naturally gravitate to you?
Yeah, totally. Yeah. It's been pretty cool just to see like the response and like the relationship with people and like kind of it's like that honoring, but it's not like I'm trying to do it. People just like really appreciate being around and
Exactly.
yeah. That's cool. Yeah, and it's kind of like one of those things too, where before I was so fixated on like having it be a certain physical thing, and I really wanted like that identity, kind of like
Mhm.
you were talking about, like the
Yeah.
time-based identities. But now it's just like no matter what, I'm in that state, and it's just like cool, yeah, to see how it impacts people no matter what I'm doing. So
And that's just it. You just do what you do, and people go, "Damn, I like," because it's not the person that's doing it that's important, right? It's literally the frequency behind that person that's important. So, and this is where you become more attractive. This is where you become, sexier. This is where you have more power. This is where you have more influence. I walk into a room of, high level people. Guess who takes lead and takes charge of that room? No matter who it is, all those individuals who have great power, great titles, great money, whatever, they naturally gravitate to me. Some of them don't like it because they lose, center stage. Some of them go, shit, I need help. That guy's cool. He's got what I need. So it doesn't matter where you start, guys. And that's what I'm telling you, Nick. It doesn't matter where you start. Don't compare yourself to where you are, what you've done in the past, what your history is. Just compare yourself to the possibilities of who you always were, your infinite self. And as you step into that, the physical features, again, wealth, success, helping people, your acupressure or acupuncture, whichever one that you do, that'll actually help heal people. What really helps heal people, and I talk about this in the healing mastery for healers, is it's your frequency. So, for example, Dr. G we had on his frequency, he comes from pure intent. And that's, I mean, he's got great logistics. He's got, great, supplements and great, therapies and so on like that. But the key for him, and I don't think he actually knows it as well, but Dr. G, the key for him, he has pure intent. He has a pure heart because he's been there. It's like, shit, we need to clean this place up. So he comes from a pure presence. And that's where he takes, and his clients that come to him, it's like, oh, he figured it out. Right. So the physical features obviously we need, but the frequency behind it is the actual, say, cause of how people actually heal. So you, Nick, I see you becoming a great, say, motivator, great healer for individuals. Nice job, guys.
awesome.
I
Thanks,
give
Mark.
you a high five, buddy.
Thanks. Yeah,
You bet.
appreciate all your help.
You bet, buddy. You take care, man.
Thanks, you too.
All right, guys. So do you see how that works? Guys, it's amazing. That's what we need. All the technology, okay? All the technology, um, all the medical, opportunities that are out there. Look at the medical, by the way, here's proof. Look at the medical society. Okay. So whether they do it for intentionally or not, we've got the latest technology than ever before. But the US is one of the sickest economies. Uh, I think their level of health is 37th in the world. Okay. They used to be like one or two, but the most advanced technologies, the most advanced medical facilities, and we're number 37. That gives you an indicator. It's not the technologies, it's not the medicines or anything like that. Obviously, it's part of it for sure, but the biggest thing is the frequency. We're sick at a frequency level. We need to clean that stuff up. And then as we do, like Dr. G was talking, we start to clean up the pharmaceuticals. We start to clean up. If you, now that you're cleaned up, ran a pharmaceutical company, would you ever do the crazy ass things that pharmaceutical companies do? There'd be hell no, you wouldn't, right? You wouldn't do that. Right? That's what we need. We need this generation and then the next generation to have a clean conscious. Purify our consciousness, elevate our consciousness, and then we don't have to have laws. We don't have to have restrictions. We don't have to have anything like that. We just do what we do. Again, there's no need to have laws like that, right? And that's really the big difference. And I believe like RFK and those individuals, again, they have that pure intent. They've gone through the bullshit of their families and society. It's like, God, we need to clean our frequencies up, right? All right. So let's get back into you all. Anybody who wants to be scanned. Again, I'm not a doctor, although I might give you, I'll tell you what I see. Okay. Again, you want to do your own research on what I tell you, but if you want to be scanned, see exactly what's holding you back, and then let go of it. I can definitely help you here. Done it a lot. As a note, we have hyper meditations for you that to let go of a lot of things. Right. You don't need the one-on-one attention. The last 10 days that we did, if the team can put that on the link, I believe we always have new people coming up. If you can do that, that'd be really fantastic. The 10 days, guys, is a fantastic reset for you. All right. And then also the EPF frequency coming up on the full moon. All right, this is Christina. Again, my abilities, I'm not psychic, although it does look like I have psychic abilities, but I can tap into anybody. I can read your frequency signature and then not only read it, but much like a computer geek going, hey, this programming of your frequencies needs to be helped. So Christina, you are always trying to define who you are. Take a breath in again. And maybe it's a pattern that's leaving you. Okay, you're kind of like it. So whatever you've done with XI, there's a pattern that's leaving you. Sometimes when patterns leave you, it's like taking the trash out and putting it on the street. Everybody can see your trash. Okay, so Christina, you might actually think that you're going backwards. It's like, oh shit, things are happening to me again. You're really not. Okay, it's like you start to understand who you are. All the stuff that you've hidden deep inside at a cellular structure. Think of those frequencies emanating out of you, percolating out of you. Dr. G was talking about, you got to sweat a lot, right? You got to sweat a lot. You got to defecate, all those things to get shit out of you. Same thing here, frequency wise, you're releasing all these toxins, all the distortions, all the programs that you were back in the day, Christina. Okay. So when you're releasing all this stuff, right, that's toxic inside you, all these frequencies, you're going to start to stink a bit. You go, shit, my life is not that great. The good thing is for you, Christina, take a breath in and just notice your upper half, your identity. The good thing about this is that you wash it off. It was inside you, you've cleaned it up. It's like, again, taking that trash out there, and I'm your friendly neighborhood trash man, picking it up for you. Okay. That's all it is, all you needed. So those individuals who are like Christina, again, comment in. How many of you have done the work? You realize that it's like, damn, you know, it wasn't the best life that I lived. I had a lot of distortions. It's not like you're going back. It's just that you've created a reference point. The new version is seeing your old version. Okay. So what I want you to do, Christina, take a breath in, and many of you who are in this place, take a breath in, close your eyes, look at yourself, your new self, your new version of who you could be, not 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 where you are right now, but who you could be really quickly. And then the old self. It's like looking at a mirror, but very two different frequencies. You're not liking your old self, Christina, which is great. You need not liking your old self so you can let it die off. Otherwise, you'll have compassion for it. And it's like, oh, I need to nurture that thing. And then what do? You'll hug your old self and you'll pull it back in, all the garbage that you did a lot of work. So in this case, guys, don't have compassion. Have compassion for the new version of yourself, because that's what's real. This is just a figment. This was a past memory of who you were. Okay. A lot of us, again, we do compassion wrong. Have compassion for the new possibilities of who you are, not the burdens and the heartaches and the toxins that you are. Okay? So you don't want to have compassion for that. Breathe deep, Christina. Say goodbye to that person and just let her just dissipate. Notice how you feel. And again, all of you can do that. You can do this every moment. Every moment of time, you are rendering yourself a new version. Again, whole different version. Why are you carrying the past behind? Every moment, again, every millisecond, you can say goodbye to your old self, create new. Goodbye to your old self, create new. With XI, you can make that a habit. So just like you're breathing, you're inhaling freshness, you're exhaling toxins. You can do that at a frequency level. All right. All right, we will go to well, Karen, like, yes, please. I feel like I'm getting a new. Absolutely. So let's perpetuate that, Karen. For you, it seems like you might have done the 10 days. It's like you always had possibilities. You always knew the possibilities of who you could be, what you could be, something like that. But for some reason, it's almost like you could almost reach it. It's almost there, but you can't reach it. And it always slips out of your hand. That's what I see in you, Karen. But I think from the past, I think you've done the 10 days and it's like, damn, I can actually reach it now. I don't even have to run after it. It's coming to me. So let's perpetuate that for you. Is that okay for you? Karen, take a deep breath in. This is where you don't have to run after people. This is where you don't have to make excuses. This is where, you don't have to succumb to other people's needs or wants or desires and lose your identity. Again, because you're always running after people for their love, for the money, for security, for whatever. It's always out of reach for you. Take a breath in. It's almost like window shopping and you like something, but you don't have the money to purchase what you like. It's like, oh, and then you walk away sad. That's basically, but in this case, you found frequency coins here. It's like, damn, I've got plenty of money. I've got plenty of possibilities. So let's bring that out of you, Karen. Breathe deep. Let's put you in. And for you, and for many like you, those people that keep running, you'll feel like time just stopped. Okay. You'll feel like you're not going anywhere. That's totally cool. Just enjoy the peace, the quietness. Okay. Because you're right. Time did stop for you. Time slowed down. You're on the train of time. You don't have to keep running after it. It's really important. The train of time will take you where you need to go. You don't have to create the energy on your own. Consciousness will take you. You just enjoy the ride. Okay. Most people struggle to get on the train of time because they're not present. They're too busy doing other things, thinking that that'll get them on the train of time. It doesn't work that way. Okay. You need the right frequencies. So nice job, Karen. Very nice job. We'll do one more. We'll call it a day, guys. This is Mumina Safi. How can I attract money? All right. So sometimes with money, and again in the near future we talk about wealth. Again, guys, I'm not here to impress you, like say Andrew Tate or Grant Cardone. It's like, look, I'm a billionaire. Look, I can do this. I've got cars. I've got two, women all over. It's not that. I'm not there to impress you, but I work with a lot of high profile people who have a shitload of money, millionaires, billionaires, guys. Okay. Again, I'm not impressing you on my clientele list. I'm just telling you that they fucking have the exact same problems as you all. Literally, it's the same exact problem. Okay. They just do it with more luxury items. That's the only thing. They're still getting sick. They're still having fucked up relationships, all those patterns that you're running. So if you think, Momina and others, that if I get the money, if I get the success, then all my problems will be solved. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. They've already proven it. It's not going to happen. Look around you. Look at all the entertainers. Go read those tabloids. I love, God, I forgot his name. The guy from Liar Liar. He's so funny. He goes, I wish everybody should become famous and successful so they can find out that that's not the answer. Okay. And it does mean that you shouldn't go for that, but you should resolve yourself first. You should become, like Nick was talking about, a millionaire, a frequency billionaire first. And then you prove that to the physical world by becoming successful. That's what works. Okay. So for you, Momina, here's the problem though. Many of you will do it the other way. If I have money, then I'll be safe. We need to let go of that pattern for you and for many others. If I have money, I'll wait for money and then I'll be more spiritual. I'll be more, connected. I'll eat more healthy. No, you don't do it that way. Okay. Because money is a magnifier. And by the way, I've got a book coming out, finally. Hopefully that's coming out. And it literally redefines all these words for us. Money is a magnifier. So for you, Momina, what will happen for you is that the distorted patterns that you have, most of them are gone. It's just that one piece of self-worth. Okay. So think of it this way. If money is a magnifier and you have lack of self-worth and you go, God, I'm not worthy. You have money. It's a magnifier. You have more, say, self-worth issues than ever before. If you don't believe me, look at all the people who become highly successful, especially overnight, and then they commit suicide. Okay. Anthony Bourdain, Kurt Cobain, Kate Spade, Robin Williams, all those individuals, they didn't have the proper self-worth. And now they're in the limelight and everybody's looking at them for direction. That's like, hey guys, don't look at me. And it magnifies all the distortions that they were, unfortunately. So why would you want to go towards that? Why would you want to have money? So some of you go, gosh, I've got money problems. No, you might have self-worth problems. Okay. You have the self-worth, you raise your XIQ level, the money will literally gravitate towards you, or money will sustain you. You might not become a millionaire or a billionaire, but money works for you really, really well. You have more money than ever before. Say the same amount of money will go much, much further for you because of your self-worth. Does that make sense for you? So for you, Mumina, and many others, okay? For you and many others, bringing back the self-worth, understanding that you are a frequency billionaire yourself. Once you understand that reflection, your frequency emanates through physical reality, and it goes, hey, this woman's a frequency billionaire. I better reflect back who she really is. Think of it that way, guys. Be a frequency billionaire, okay? Let go of your bullshit, let go of your toxins, okay? Eat right, make a stand for it, connect, and you'll be good. Very, very good. It's going to be a fantastic year. All right, guys. Wow, perfect timing. Again, thanks for everybody being on the show. If you're new, we've got a lot of great content, a lot of great information for you. Again, if you're new, please subscribe, sign up, like the show. Fantastic. Tell other people about it. Right? We want to expand the consciousness that's here so we can have a fantastic life and have a party here. Okay. All right, guys. Peace. Notice what you notice. Notice the details.